Spielberg could just spew out ideas one after another on the shows that we were working on. And some of them were terrible, but some of them were great. I mean, if you get enough of it by the law of average, you come out ahead. I worked with Steven Spielberg on Invasion America, which is an animated series that he developed, that he conceived and had me and some other people develop. Spielberg's contribution to it was mostly notes saying, let's try this, let's try this, let's try this. Mm-hmm. He would just spew out all these ideas, and you never knew which ones he was going to insist would be in there. It made it a challenge sometimes. But I think we had a very good show that came out of it. You're sitting in the same room with Steven Spielberg, you have to pinch yourself a number of times. It's pretty amazing. I never really worked directly with Lucas, but I got notes from him on the Darth Maul book, and how he wanted it done, what he wanted and what he didn't. Some of which I didn't really agree with, but it's his universe, so I was perfectly happy to play in it. The major point of contention on the Darth Maul book was it was set before the Phantom Menace, chronologically. So everything sort of had to be set back to square one so that the movie could start and there wouldn't be any contradictions. Mm-hmm. Which meant that, and I'm not really giving away any spoilers here, pretty much everybody in the book had to die, except for Darth Maul. I have some problems with that initially, because to me Star Wars is more about happy endings and not bleak endings. But I wrote it the way he wanted it, and it actually was quite a big favorite with the fans, so what do I know? But he's a serious man. He's very, doesn't seem to be terribly playful. Working with Roddenberry, Diane Duane and I saw an episode of Star Trek The Next Generation way back in the first season, and it was called Where None Have Gone Before, and we pitched it directly to Gene, and he very much liked the story. So he bought the story from us and then proceeded to totally change it, which I understand was not unusual with him. He would Gene's method of developing a story would seem to be sort of like, let's put a bowling ball and a Volkswagen and a mermaid in and see what happens. It was really kind of hard because he's a very creative man, and his mind would sort of jump from here to there, and sometimes it was very hard to follow it. In fact, most people like that I've worked with are the really heavy hitters are that way.